Hello and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. You are watching the eISL powered by Coca-Cola. Of course, before having this event started off, a huge shout out to our associate sponsor Hero, sports partners Nordwind Gaming, our platform partners PlayStation, and our digital collectibles partners Terra Virtua for making this happen. And I'm joined along by Azim. Azim, this matchup that we have in front of us going to happen right now. Mumbai City FC going up against Bengaluru FC. Now, two of my personal favorite teams going up against each other. So, where are we looking at in this particular game?
Well, it could have been a much bigger game than it is today if Bengaluru FC had managed to win the last time out. Unfortunately for them, that match, Hyderabad FC, was one of the most intense matches we've seen in a while, but didn't work out. But let's quickly take you through the tournament format. Of course, the Mumbai City FC have made it through to the finals. Only 4 teams make it to the finals, the top 4, which are played, of course, on the 14th, 19th, and 20th. The league stage culminates tomorrow. It is 3 games per match, 2 1v1s and 1 co-op, and of course, doesn't just end with the eISL winners being crowned. The 2 winning team members battle it out to represent India at FGS 2022, and of course, big prize pool at stake as well.
Oh yeah, I mean 100%, right? We're finally approaching towards the very end. This is the last time we are seeing the players of Bengaluru FC coming out there to play. While Mumbai City FC, I think they still have one more game to go, and I'm not going to be really being ambitious over here, but there's a slight chance where if SC's Bengal get their next game to be a draw, or if they lose this one out and Mumbai City FC goes on to win both of their games, I think they could end the league stages being the table toppers. That could also be there. But yes, a lot of money is of course on the line for all you new viewers out there. We're talking about 78 lakh rupees distributed, and the first position getting 15 lakhs over here. So that is over there, and so on. It reduces. The MVP gets 4 lakh rupees and a personalized NFT of the player by Terra Virtua. Now that is going to be absolutely huge, right? Considering new things have been coming up. We have been entering into the metaverse lately, and so much happening around the world. But in the realms of FIFA, the storyline, we would get a slight idea once we take a look at the leaderboard, as we've already seen all our top 4 teams that have qualified. Yes, SC Bengal, Mumbai City FC, Chennai FC, and FC Goa making a cut out here. So yeah, I mean our top 4 teams are secured, but I think it's more about position changes, right? Bengaluru FC would be looking on to holding their position because Northeast United FC are right on their tails. But let's take a quick look at the matchups today.
Yep, will be interesting to see who goes up against who. It should be, as I expected, Tikka going up against Varsi and Ashwin going up against Sagnik. Tikka, a player who has just found massive form in recent times, although wasn't the best result last time out for Mumbai City FC. They ended up dropping those 2 points, and of course, that first spot is no longer in their hands. Yes, they do have to win both of their remaining 2 games, but they also have to hope that SC's Bengal drop some points. The goal difference is in Mumbai City FC's favour at the moment, so they'll be hoping to get things done. The last time we saw Bengaluru FC, they had a good time out. The last time, it was heartbreaking for them. I mean, all sorts of controversy, everything you want to say about that game, where it all went. The match against Hyderabad FC, where they almost had at least that draw sealed, where potentially they could still have been in with a chance, but sadly it all fell away in that last minute with a couple of very badly conceded goals. But there we go. Looking at the last time these 2 teams met, it was Mumbai City FC getting the win, Sagnik beating Ashwin the last time out, and Tikka getting the win, and of course Mumbai City FC sealing it in the co-op game. So fairly evenly matched, both of these teams. Will be interesting to see. Now we've seen Ashwin and Tikka playing with absolute complete freedom over the last few games, and I expect to see more of the same today.
Yeah, I mean nothing less from all these 4 players out there who are just gonna go all out, right? I think considering this past matchup that we had, it was those pretty initial days of the eISL, and everyone's just lifting their hands in the air. Already apologizing for all those really ridiculous goals that are coming our way. And for all you viewers who just tuned in lately, just kind of missed a cracker of a match where Jamshedpur FC absolutely bombarded Kerala Blasters FC with all those goals, and really, really interesting, job back finesse shots we got to see from Akash Ash with his Ronaldo. But talking about a head-to-head, this is as close as it could ever get, but Tika still slightly edging it out, just one less match played, and still leveling it up against Varsi, who really found his form in the second half of the innings, and maybe it was just not enough to see Bengaluru FC through. And there you go, just wishing each other best of luck, because I mean, right now they're just playing for their possessions, nothing much to be won, but still they would want to have a really good game of FIFA for all the fans out there.
Yeah, definitely. Tikka will be looking to, of course, Mumbai City FC want to carry momentum with them going into those semi-finals, and they'll be looking to do exactly that. For the moment, though, it's Tikka looking as has been his look for the last few matches, that sort of Mickey Mouse cosplay, as I like to call it, the big ears on the headphones, and of course just his face sticking out of the hoodie. But we're ready to go. Let's see if we see any surprises today in terms of team selections. Nothing at the start. We may see some changes made later on in terms of substitutions. We have seen a few interesting players used of late. I would love to see, as I said, a Benzema being used at some point, but we see Tikka absolutely charging through and forcing the save straight away. Will that go out for a corner? No, it's going to be kept. So Tikka, as we've said, one of the most explosive, one of the most instinctive finishers that we have in the eISL, and wasting no time getting on that front foot, and he gets a corner already.
Yeah, and this is classic Karman Tikka, right? Really deadly in the final third, and really relies upon his individual prowess with all those skill moves that he's got in his arsenal. Gets the right pass on towards Ronaldo, takes a shot, and Vandus making 3 saves in just 5 minutes of in-game FIFA time. And I think they're going to keep bolstering them, keep hammering them down to a point where they finally might score. But this could be really disastrous, as Varsi might have found a potential break, has to race down with Mbappe, can use his blistering space, but decides not to, takes things a little bit slow. He's just, settling the dust, which is, building up around it, making sure he's got the pace in his control. And the way Tikka started off, it was so explosive that he needed to just notch the pace down a little bit, and doing perfectly that, has still found a cue there. Goes for that job back finesse with Ronaldo. And you talk about the other side of the coin where it does not go in. This was it.
Yeah, there we go. And very, very good fast start from both players right now. That's exactly what we want to see. Bengaluru FC, of course, they need to get the win to solidify that 5th place, because they are currently tied on points with Northeast United FC. And they'll want the bragging rights to say, what, we finished ahead of you guys. And offside over there didn't quite work out for Tikka. But I'm sorry, it didn't quite work out for Varsi. But Tikka, of course, in recent times scored the maximum number of goals in an individual game. He absolutely dominated. Sits down the keeper over there. Is that a penalty? No, it is not. And had the opportunity to take the shot, decided not to. And we see Varsi over there just lobbing the ball up for no good reason. And fairly even start to the game after a real bombardment from Tikka early on. We've seen Varsi now growing into the game, getting control of his defense over there. A very aggressive offside trap being used by Tikka over there, just not giving Varsi time to queue up his passes at all. And now, will he try to get in behind with CR7? The pass delayed a little bit too much, and the ball will be intercepted. And you can see high press from both players, not allowing each other time on the ball. But these are the situations where Tikka is so dangerous, these 1v1 situations, and that surely is a penalty. Does look like it. Don't think Varsi did too much over there, but I think just that a little bit of a tackle, a little contact was enough. And now, what's Tikka going to do here? Is he going to put it down the middle? Mind games from Varsi, moving that keeper all around, and bang into the corner. It goes 1-0, and pretty well deserved for Tikka.
Yeah, and there you go. Mumbai City FC opening things up, and there it is. Karman Tikka, not the way he would have really wanted to score a goal, but he's going to take it, right? And as long as they're getting those W's over there, as long as they keep winning, there's still a chance that they might end being the leaders after the league stages finally comes to an end. And it's pretty much a bold statement, right? Coming in the storyline that they have had a roller coaster of a journey, a lot of emotions being involved also, as Karman Tekka this time with
Oh,
Mbappe passes it on towards Ronaldo, with Nazario hits the crossbar, and now Bengaluru FC, they don't have any time to remorse over it. They've got to get back to the attack, but no, the ball has been stolen by Hullet and stolen back. And Varsi, he's got to do something because things are looking really deadly for them. But yeah, I mean, for a moment, with the way this match is, how this match is really headed, we're gonna see a lot of goals, a lot of aggressive plays coming out. Maybe a few stretches being also pulled out with the roughness of today's game out here. But for now, Ruben Diaz making sure that he takes the ball away for now. And taking a look at those penalty shootouts for all the viewers out there, we've uploaded a couple of videos on the Nordwind Gaming channel. Might as well want to check it out. Players have been showing their skills in inside the game, but outside how good they are. I think I recently saw a video of SC Bengal going up against Hyderabad FC, if I'm not wrong, and SC Bengal did manage to win that one out. And yeah, DK was the one who missed the shot.
yeah. I mean, DK के साथ, as we know, ऐसे ही होता है. And it's just been that kind of a season for him. And of course, Hyderabad FC do still have 2 games left to go. They could potentially find themselves up into 8th place ahead of Kerala Blasters FC after that demolition, shall we say, by Jamshedpur in that last game. But now Tikka having to defend, Varsi getting forward quite nicely over here, doesn't have too much support, looks for the pass, perfect, brilliantly done, and it is 1-1. A great goal from Varsi over there. And there you go. It looks like that's the running theme for today. It's just apology celebrations everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, we've just got started, right? We've got a game on for all the viewers out there. And just when we were really thinking that maybe Mumbai City FC, this is one of those high-scoring games for them, and Varsi instantly responds back. Now, the last time, these two juggernauts went up against each other, it was a 2-1. A really edgy win for Tikka, right? And that is where I think Bengaluru FC just kind of gassed out because they went on to lose the co-op game after that. And if I'm not wrong, if my memory serves me right, it was one of those last minute goals that Tikka scored against Varsi, and that was purely abysmal for him. But again, heading into the game currently with Ronaldo Nazario, he takes a shot and he scores, and suddenly Bengaluru FC, they've got the lead and an apology celebration to follow it up as well.
Yeah, no, nothing to be apologetic for that. That was
Very clean.
brilliantly worked by Tikka over there, by Varsi over there, and Tikka had no answer. And after dominating those opening minutes, Tikka, it seems to have gone a bit wrong for him over here, and it looks like Bengaluru FC are the team well on top, and really they would be wishing now that they hadn't dropped those few points because they could still be in it right now.
Oh, they certainly can be. I mean, we've just got started, right? And as we're speaking, we've almost reached the end of the first half, and it barely feels like the match has just started. That has been how end to end this affair has been. Both these players just going all out. They are here to have some fun. Put up a good show for all the fans and for the viewers out there. There you have it, the first half whistle being blown out, and yeah, I mean, a slight lead for Varsi over here in this matchup. A 2-1 is the scoreline that we're looking at, honestly. But from where do we go from around here in terms of technicality? What do you think that Tika needs to do so that he can score an equalizer back?
Well, I don't think he needs to change too much. I think he just needs to keep playing his natural game, and of course, the chances will come. We've seen Varsi getting a little bit more aggressive, and particularly along with his press, like he's not been allowing Tikka the kind of space that he gave him in those opening minutes. So it's a very even game still for me right now. It's very possible that Tikka can come back. He has, of course, been the comeback king of the eISL, been so many goals down so many times, and somehow always seems to manage a way to claw that deficit back in. And here we go. It is the second half underway. The ball is with Bengaluru FC as we see Messi being brought on for Pele. So Is Tikka planning a few of those long-range screamers, I wonder?
I mean, I would not really be surprised. But from what we know, Tikka, but we'll talk about that a little bit later
Ooh.
because Wasi has some really
Oh!
promising chance.
Oh!
And there you go, the third one again coming out. And oh, Varsi is on fire, this man. And initially kind of started a little bit slow, but once he got into his groove, there is no stopping this mad lad today as Bengaluru FC a 3-1 scoreline just when the second half did begin. He managed to score one and further bolster up the lead.
Yeah, he is absolutely bouncing right now. Varsi is really feeling it today. As I said, made a bit of a hesitant start, and I think that was just Tikka. I don't think he was expecting that kind of onslaught to come so early from Tikka. And you could see, but cheap giveaway over here. And we've seen this from Varsi a few times before, that
Oh no.
unnecessary giveaway. And it was, in fact, his giveaway that cost Bengaluru FC those crucial 2 points at the end against Hyderabad. So you could see he was very torn up about it towards the end of that match. But he has his chance for redemption, but he can't keep giving that ball away. You can see Tikka pressing very aggressively early on the second half. So clearly that's a concerted change that he's made. But of course, when you press that high, it leaves gaps in behind, and Vasi has spotted that, and I think he's going to try to play that pass in more often from now on. A lovely bridge there with Bellingham to get away from Tikka, but a little too. I mean, it wasn't planned or executed well enough. That little skill move from Ronaldo, and it's easy enough for Varsi to pick it up. But Tikka starting the second half just the way he started the first, firmly on the front foot.
Yeah, and to be honest, just his previous chance at goal from Tikka, I really felt that he could have done a better job had he just passed it back towards Messi. I think he was completely unguarded. He could have really scored a goal, but I think that's just Tikka's instincts, right? He loves to go for those dribble plays, loves to make those individual plays with whichever player he's controlling in that moment. And it kind of slipped away. Maybe it could cost him a little too much because right now again, like we said, realistically, our top four have been sealed. It's about possession, and wow, just when we were talking, oh, he just had to put it away. Lionel Messi and Carmen Tekka, it's definitely on. What a goal! I mean, I'm certainly running out of words. Out of the box, takes that shot, and nothing that Varsi could do about this from stopping the goal entering in. And this is match on again for you guys.
Yeah, you can see over there, they're all having a laugh about it. I think these guys have been practicing that finish shot so often now that it's just become second nature for them. And you could see over there, I mean, I did not expect him to shoot from that angle because
Yeah,
it was so tight. But of course, that's what the Team of the Year Messi card does for you. That's why that card costs so many millions of foot coins. So if you can manage to get your hands on one of those cards, add one of those hunter chemistry modifiers to it, and you can see the Messi coming on from RC as well with a smile on his face. So you know what's coming from him next.
yeah, something cheeky, something really out of the box, something that maybe we haven't seen in this rendition of the eISL, but with Messi again,
No
Karmatika goes
way.
for it, and yeah, no way, a little too early. I mean, could have maybe timed the shot a little better. Could have gotten. I mean, a lot of theory crafting around it, a lot of possibilities over there. But regardless, you either make it or you do not, and this was on the latter side of it. But it's fine. Tikka is here to show how good, how skilled player he is. And Mumbai City FC, I think the management is also pretty happy with the two players that they've picked this time. Both of them really delivering on all fronts. But now it's Varsi's time for a redemption as he was looking for a pass with Messi, I believe, but could not quite succeed. But it just goes out for a corner.
Yeah, it's the corner, and you can see Vasi now at every opportunity. He's trying to make Tikka second guess, and there he goes for it and
Oh,
pulled just out of the corner there. You can see a smile on the faces of both players. It feels like today is just like one finesse competition amongst all the players. Who can score the more long range shots? Who can, well, capitalize on the quote unquote broken cards that these players have access to, and get us the most entertainment. And it has been entertainment for sure. 2-3 the scoreline over here. Bengaluru FC still ahead. You'd have to say that Varsi has scored the more technical goals, but Tikka, of course, that early goal for him was really, really special. And now with Messi again, you can see immediately trying to work it onto that left foot. And now with Messi again, this time can't quite get the job done. And Tikka, very, very high press. He's managing to put a lot of pressure on Varsi over here. And surely he's not going to shoot again. No, this time does the sensible thing. Very, very good close control, as we have come to see from Tikka in this tournament. And now, can he now get that intricate passing going? Not quite. And Varsi will be looking to counter attack and finally put this game to bed.
Oh yeah, and just those final 8 minutes of the game remaining, right? And we know Varsi is one of those players who loves to score in those final minutes, right? This time pacing in from the left wing, has to look for a cutback, does find it perfectly though, takes a shot with Ronaldo Nazario, but the defense is intact. Went in for a little bit of a scale move with Messi, quite did not succeed at that. But is this the cue? All Varsi needs to do is just hold on to that one goal lead that he has, and that pretty much will make sure that they have got something to fight for. And is a perfect break. I'm really not surprised it's not offside, and has to score definitely, and indeed lights out for Mumbai City FC, as Bengaluru FC have managed to hit the fourth one in. And I think this pretty much sums it up, right? This is Varsi's game. And Tikka, well, I think all he could do is get those two goals. Maybe could get a potential third in those final few minutes, but that's just pretty much it.
Yeah, and I think a great illustration over there of what happens when the offside trap goes wrong. You could see Tikka over there spam that offside track a little bit too early and then just left CR7 in acres and acres of space. And once you're in that kind of position, very, very difficult to stop the opposition scoring in a 2-1 with the keeper. But it does look like, well, R9 has been sent off by Tikka. It is Eusebio on, and it will be now all-out attack, constant pressure from Tikka for these remaining few minutes, and he goes barging through with Kylian Mbappe. Now finds De Bruyne, and it's in. Hang on, could he find the comeback over there? Could the comeback be on?
I mean, at this point, I've been saying this time and time again. Karman Tikka is a man who always tends to surprise us with all those kind of plays out there. With just that final minute, all he can look for is maybe get that equalizer and close things out. But for that, he needs to have his hands on ball, and I don't think Varsi has any intentions of letting that possibly happen. And finally, just going in for those long passes, gives it away towards Hakimi, who is now being surrounded, and Eusebio did receive it, but not the way he would have wanted. And this pretty much, that last smile on Varsi's face says it all. This game is in the bag.
Well, yellow card over there. Probably a red card if the referee understood the true intentions behind that. But yeah, I think that's a job done. And a match won by Varsi. It will be interesting to chat with them and see, is there some kind of internal competition going around with these players of who can score the weirdest finish shot goals. But there you go, Varsi getting the win, getting himself 4 goals, getting his goal tally into the 40s for the tournament on a personal level. So he'll be pleased with that. And of course, Sagnik will be coming up next up against Ashwin, and I expect fireworks in that game as well, because everyone's having a good time. Mumbai City FC, of course, they would want to, because we did have a chat with Ashwin, and he said that he wanted to play FC Goa in those finals, and for them to play FC Goa, of course, that would require them to finish above SC's Bengal in first place on the table. So they do need to get the win today for sure, if that is to be a reality. Otherwise, Mumbai City FC will, of course, be facing Chennai FC, which is not the team that you want to be going up against, particularly in the semi-finals, given just how deadly and devastating they have been, and consistent they have been throughout this tournament.
Oh yeah, I mean, no doubts in that because Chennai FC. I think they're just gonna keep on getting better because when it comes down to high pressure matches, that is where you rely upon your big guns. Like you've got Saranj going in there, Naveen also in a really good form. These two amazing players out there. I think certainly one of those opponents that you would want to go up against in the finals itself. Considering SC Bengal, well, they've been having a little bit of a slip in form. Getting a lot of draws these days. Apparently, Ankit Gupta not proving to be as lethal as he was initially when he used to surprise everybody out there. But I'm pretty sure all these teams do have a few tricks up their sleeves that they've been saving just for the finals. Kind of brainstorming it through a few tactical maneuvers that we might get to see some really ridiculous starting lineups, maybe something that we can just keep to speculation because for what we're really seeing is now all these teams are showing true potentials of few of those really good cards out there, with Messi playing like this, Ronaldo with those chop back finesses. So it sort of opens up to a lot of attacking possibilities, and you never know, there might be a few other tricks that we might get to see during the playoffs, and yeah, that could be the tale. But for now, Bengaluru FC, I think a very good game from their side, good competition by Mumbai City FC, especially in those final 10 minutes, looking to try and get that equalizer. But had they not conceded that fourth goal, then things could have been completely different. But it is what it is, and yeah, I mean, very good way for Varsi to end his final individual game in the eISL, and he could be happy about how he played and defeating Tikka, against whom he lost initially in the first encounter. I think this could be a personal win for him.
Yeah, definitely. And Sagnik will be looking to get that job done, get the 3 points in the bag. And look at that. That's the kind of stuff you want to see in the eISL. 5.3 to 4 as expected goals. That's exactly what we are here for. Look at the number of shots. 12 shots from Tikka, 7 from Varsi. But of course, that shot accuracy for Varsi is, of course, what made the difference. And Varsi is in the studio. We're going to head over to have our last chat, I would imagine, with Varsi. Of course, his last game of the tournament. Varsi भाई, what was going on? Is there some कुछ tournament चल रहा है क्या internal की कौन सबसे अजीब finish shot मारेगा and the apology celebration? What's going on?
Actually, we saw Akash doing that apology celebration. तो हम सब भी वैसा ही कर रहे थे in the last game.
Yes.
And नहीं ऐसा कोई tournament नहीं चल रहा है. But yeah, last game है. So I was just I was just taking my chances, and luckily they went in. So yeah.
Your final individual game, really emotional moment. This long journey, Varsi, is finally coming to an end. But tell me something about your future plans. What do you intend? Are you still gonna continue playing professionally?
Yeah, obviously I'll continue playing professionally. Let's see what the future holds. अभी तो कह नहीं सकते कुछ, but yeah, obviously I'll compete.
Yeah, we'll be looking forward, of course, to watching you and, of course, hopefully getting the opportunity to cast on your games and chat with you in the future. But it's been a pleasure. So all the best for your remaining 2 games, and yeah, all the best for everything after the eISL as well.
Thank you, Azim. Bye. Thank you, Fixes. Also, I would like to just take a moment and thank Shivanshu. He's been the support I wanted throughout this tournament. उसने बहुत help करी है. And shout out to Nutcut boys. And yeah, thank you.
Anything for your family and friends out there, for
Yeah.
your fans?
Yeah, obviously for the fans as well. They've supported me. बहुत ज़्यादा काफ़ी support करा है throughout the journey. And yeah, I'm a bit disappointed as well. We couldn't finish in the top 4. So yeah, it hurts, but okay, we move and we'll come back next season stronger, hopefully. So yes,
Definitely, and yeah,
Awesome. Thanks so much, Vasi. Take care.
thank you, thank you.
cheers. All right, so there you go, Nutcut boys. If you're watching this out there, there you have it. You said it all. I love these moments, right? The players, it's sort of an emotional moment for them, and
Yeah.
it's been such a long journey. Staying away from your families, you tend to get into a new habitat, and you build up a new family. And this is a memory that I think every single player is gonna cherish for their whole lives, right? It's one of those. Times. I don't think it would have been possible had we did not have the entire pandemic situation. Staying in a bio bubble, staying together in their hotels could be a completely different atmosphere. But regardless, I think the players have found a family outside of their homes, and that's the beauty of sports, right? In fact, sort of stretching out and branching to esports as well, and we're seeing a lot of brotherhoods being built up for life. But for now, we still have entertainment going on. And Ashwin says hello to the camera. He's still, taking that quick gander. There's something, he wants all that attention today. We know he's a lovely player, loves to spot that smile. But Sagnik, he's no less.
Yeah, Sagnik is a guy who's been in pretty good form, and you can see in the skill level ratings as well. Ashwin was usually, for most parts, 2000, 2100 rated player. Seems to have dropped down a little bit, and Sagnik, of course, was in that top four battle for, of course, that MVP slot. And maybe if he can go and absolutely smash Ashwin today, he can potentially keep his name up in there. You never know what happens, because of course during the semi-finals and the finals we expect that there'll be a lot of KG games, not necessarily very high scoring games. So if he can go out there and bang in a few, you never know.
Oh yeah, I mean he certainly could do that, right? But I think this is going to be an all-out attack, and like Varsi has already hinted this out to us, right? It's going to be about all these players trying some ridiculous shots, and here we have it, game on, and it's kickoff. Mumbai City FC in their black jersey from left to right. We do have Bengaluru FC and their whites from right to left. And I think Ashwin as a player, he's evolved. He's just gotten better with times. Initially he used to question a lot to himself, right? In those final third, he was a little bit loose, but now he's more confident than ever. Just the kind of pull that Mumbai City FC would require. But for them to fulfill their desires of going up against FC Goa, he's got to start winning this one. He knows that there's a lot on line, and they cannot afford to mess it up. And this is a really good chance. He's definitely going to take a chance with Eusebio. Shot completely firing past the net, and Mumbai City FC making no delay and getting that job done over there. The first goal being scored, and Sagnik absolutely baffled.
Yeah, the babyface assassin, as we call him, he strikes nice and early. I don't think Sagnik even had a touch of the ball. This is probably his first touch, but maybe he'll go up with his first move and score as well. That's exactly the kind of entertainment we want to see towards the end of these league stages. Of course, Bengaluru FC playing mainly for pride. They have, if they do win this game, of course, they pretty much guarantee fifth place for themselves. Northeast United's goal difference a little too inferior for them to do anything about it. But of course, if they draw this game, it does leave the door slightly open for Northeast United FC. As we see a finesse shot, oh, just wide from Sagnik over there with Kevin De Bruyne on that weaker foot. We've seen, in fact, it's been Ashwin in the past who's used KDB to score those long-range shots. And we almost saw, yet another one from Ashwin over there.
Yeah. But this is something really typical, right? I've seen him doing this from the center areas. This time he just went a little towards the right. But yeah, I think props to the effort. You never know. Shots like this always sort of tend to go in, right? And now Sagnik somehow has got to get over his misery over there. He's got to try and control the pace of the game a little bit. Settle in is what I mean to say over here, because Mumbai City FC have always constantly been pressing down, keeping him alert, and with all those plethora of attacks that they have in their arsenal, it's so difficult to predict what Ashwin is going to be throwing or putting on the table. But this time, Sagnik has managed to take the possession away with Hullet. He's going to try charging in Neymar Jr. He's got to make the right pass, gives it away towards Ronaldo Nazario. And this is a perfect cue.
Oh,
He's going to
yes.
take the shot, but Casillas reacting quickly just goes out for a corner.
It looks like Ashwin already wants to make a few changes, not particularly happy with some stuff that's happening on his defense. And of course, we will get to take a look at this opening goal. Really well worked from Ashwin over here. Just brilliantly. You can see that just absolutely toying with the defense over there. The shot cancel, completely bamboozling Sagnik over there. And it looks like Ashwin is done with his changes, or should be done soon enough. And looks like we'll be ready to go. And we are. It's going to start with a corner, of course, for Bengaluru FC. Had a very, very good chance just before that pause was cued. And now, ball goes out to Mbappe with CR7 and Neymar over here trying to waltz his way through. Every time I see a player now at the edge of the box, I'm thinking, oh, he's just going to go for the finesse shot. And when now it doesn't happen, I'm surprised, almost disappointed, because it just looks like that's all we've been seeing today. And we see Ashwin now coming forward. Very, very appealing position this for him. Tries to slide that into CR7. Doesn't quite work out. And now it will be Sagnik coming forward. Has support in the form of Neymar and Mbappe over here. Will we see that chop back shot over here? Doesn't look like it. Going for the higher percentage, but Hakimi was in the way over there and well defended there by Ashwin. And he'll come back attacking again.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, few early tweaks here and there by the boys from Mumbai City FC. Of course, Ashwin, he's he has always been one of those players that has always tend to impress us. With his skills, with his abilities of what he can do, really coming into the roster. And there you have it, a cutback attempt by Sagnik, well dealt with by Mumbai City FC. And now we've got to see if they can potentially get really threatening on that counter attack. And I think this is a really good start run with Eusebio. Has to look for that pass on towards his teammate. Does he find someone and gives it away towards De Bruyne? Has that perfect room to go in for that chop back finesse. I think that is what he was intending at, but maybe not. Passes it on towards Ronaldo Nazario. And now with the way the game has been going, I think Bengaluru FC, they desperately need to find a break, right? Something like what he had done, and sort of looks like the reminiscence of the past encounter that they had with Bengaluru FC winning their first game, but sort of losing the next two to Mumbai City FC, and the match really went in their favor. They earned those 3 points, Mumbai City FC, and yeah, more than ever, I think they're the ones who need those crucial 3 points. So it's going to be an interesting KG affair towards the end. But for now, of course, Ashwin has to find a few more goals to ensure that the victory is theirs. But is Sagnik going to let that happen?
Yeah, it does look like Sagnik now is growing in confidence. He needs to just that little bit of movement in that final third, that final pass, that final trick is just not quite working out for him at the moment. Ashwin is managing to read pretty much everything. But you would feel if he keeps creating those chances, keeps getting into those positions, it's only a matter of time before he gets one right and Ashwin gets one wrong. And that's really the difference that it makes. So still, very, very close. But if Ashwin can now get that second goal, it could all change for Sagnik. You can see over here, toying with him over there. Don't think we're going to see a cross over here, but does fall to KDB with the Marseille Roulette. Not quite working out, and now an appealing counter attack, but blocked off well again by Ashwin.
Oh yeah, I mean at this moment where we really stand, it's almost coming down to the first half, coming to an end. So right now, Bengaluru FC, they really desperately need that goal, right? With reset the match yet again, and this could be a potential good chance.
Ooh,
Goes
yeah.
for the shot and finally scores. Just a perfect ending to the first half for Bengaluru FC, if not for Mumbai City FC, because did not really wanted to kind of concede a goal in that particular manner. But I think all a baby-faced assassin needs to is to get hydrated, think it through as what he's got to do and what he's got to offer. Because I still remember this one matchup against Shubham from Odisha FC very absolutely took him for a ride, right? And that is the kind of Ashwin that you would want to see every day for the rest of your lives. Whenever you see that man playing, the kind of potential that he had shown in that evening. I think one of the best individual performances that I had seen in the eISL so far. But here we have the second half already up and running, and let's see. I mean, is this match coming to a closure? Are we looking at a potential draw? What are the changes they've made in terms of their strats? As Sagnik, he's looking for one more quickie, looked for that cutback, but Hullet and in fact Ashwin read it pretty well, and now he's on his own counter attack.
Yeah, that's a good ball in behind, played by Ashwin. Now, what's he going to do over here? Hesitates a little bit too much, and that allows Sagnik, of course, to get back in on defense over there. Still probing. R9 was offside, and he goes for the long range shot with Huller. It had opened up, so why not? Seems to be the theme of the day to score from outside the box. And again, now will he go for the same thing with De Bruyne? Had the opportunity for the first time pass there, but did not take it. And of course, those are those split-second decisions that can define whether you score a goal or not at this high level of the eISL. And you can see Sagnik now trying to play more on that counter attack. I think he would be pleased enough if he got a draw and then just go into the co-op game requiring to not lose. Would be a pretty decent result for Sagnik. Of course, for Mumbai City FC, nothing other than a win will do if they want to keep chasing that prestigious first place. And that's what Ashwin is all about. He's trying to get his mojo back, and slightly worrying signs, you would have to say, at this stage in the tournament for both Mumbai City FC and FC Goa not ending this tournament in particularly great form. The two of them, Chennai FC as well, actually having a drop point in their last game. So all of the top four suddenly seem to have been pegged back by teams in the middle of the table. We saw an absolute epic between Odisha FC and I think it was Chennai FC. One of the games of the tournament over there where Odisha managed to get the win. And now it's a big opportunity again. Shot hits the keeper with KDB and the Rule goes for the shot. This time, Ashwin making that pressure count, punches the air in delight. You can see that he still wants that top spot and he's going to keep fighting for it. He's well on the way to doing that because, of course, if this game ends with Ashwin winning, it is all dead level and we go into game 3 with everything to play for.
Oh yeah, and this is exactly the kind of a performance that we want from Ashwin's side, right? He's been one of those most reliable players for Mumbai City FC, and this is exactly the kind of a play that you would want to see from him. There you go, a little bit of a trick, directly fires it up and found that space, and these are the openings that he really looks out for. And with KDB, he's been loving this card personally. He's been going for those long range shots. He's been going for those shots in the final third. He's been doing it all and finding some success. A little bit of a lead against Bengaluru FC, where Bengaluru FC would want to be the party poopers out here. If they manage to somehow even score a draw in this particular game, they're sort of ensuring the fact that at least they're stealing that 1 point away, and that could also be really harmful because then they would have to eventually play against Chennai FC in the playoffs, and that is something that you would not want to see happening. So yeah, I think Ashwin really understands the gravity of the situation. He's got to get the win this one. He's got to somehow get the win in the co-op game as well, which initially started off as a really fun affair. Sagnik almost scored it out, and oh my goodness, just as we were speaking, Sagnik making all the right moves over there with De Bruyne. Had a little bit of a room to take for the shot, but no, opts against it. Now passes it on to Ronaldo Nazario. Ball being stolen away by Messi. And now Ashwin, let's see what kind of a move is he going to make.
Yeah, Ashwin's defense had been absolutely carved open over there by Sagnik. He'll get a second bite at the cherry over here with Ashwin over there. Unfortunate for Sagnik. He looked like he had won that ball cleanly, but of course it ricocheted straight to a black-shirted fellow player. And now it does look like it's offside. So Sagnik will come forward again. we would expect to see maybe a couple of substitutions and tactical tweaks made. And now getting forward, getting a little fortunate with that pass. But of course, fortune does favor the brave, and he didn't need to make that return pass. Did Sagnik over there? He will get the ball back. So Ashwin a little bit rattled at the moment. Wonder if we're going to see something a little bit out of the box from Sagnik over here this time, creating the other space. But along with the hesitation, Ashwin also keeping his cool over there, not committing. Is like, you need to make the first move until I commit my defender, and that's exactly how you do it. And 76 minutes on the clock now. It's getting nervy because Sagnik, if he can get this goal, it of course ends Mumbai City's challenge for that number one spot.
Oh yeah, and that is something that is gonna hurt Mumbai City FC, right? They would not want to see anything other than trying to win all the possible games. But even if they do that and SC East Bengal win their game tomorrow, then it comes down to nothing at all, right? So it's still on speculations, but this is a really good break for Bengaluru FC as the right passes have been given, and with Cancelo, he's gotten his left back ahead, is looking for that cut back, but Marquinhos and Ashwin, well, they make sure that they've read this perfectly well with Messi just dribbling around this time on the defensive lines. And still, Sagnik somehow trying to keep possession. He's managed to hold on to it just to give it away. And this might be a little expensive over here because we are approaching the final 10 minutes of the game. And this is where, we've seen a lot of masala with Mumbai City FC. They always tend to score a few. And this could be one of those days again.
Yeah, it looked like he could have crossed that ball in and finished it off, but Ashwin, a player who does not really like that cross ball in, he likes to work it on his terms. Oh, he's worked it beautifully. That's surely lights out over here for Ashwin. No, didn't get the shot off, and still a second bite at the cherry, a last chance for Sagnik now. As he gets his fullbacks forward, there's Cancelo over there. There is the ball played through R9. And he's found Mbappe, and he's found the top corner, and Ashwin, you can see the disappointment and the frustration. He had the game in the bag, and now that possibility of the top four, unless he pulls out a bit of magic over here with Messi. I thought he might have gone for that finesse shot over there, but no, it will come back one last time, maybe. Nope, it's done. Sagnik gets the win. Bengaluru FC get the 3 points. It is 5th place confirmed for them. And oh my goodness, for Ashwin, a huge blow. And that is also SC East Bengal confirmed as the number one team of the league stages in the Hero eISL. Of course, you'd call them the Shield winners. But yeah, SC East Bengal confirmed as the number one team as it stands in the eISL.
Oh yeah, and that last minute equalizer by Sagnik. I mean, this is something that they took a page out of Mumbai City FC's book, right? They were the ones who loved scoring pretty late into the game, but Sagnik being not willing to lag behind and did manage to surprise. And these are the moments where they're sort of susceptible to those sort of counter attacks. But now Mumbai City FC, all they can fight for is just that 1 point out of this fixture, right? If they, if and only if they win, they manage to win the co-op game. Even if it's a draw, then it's still 3 points for Bengaluru FC. But Azim, for what we have right now, I mean, pretty bitter story for Ashwin. Gonna feel bad for him. But yeah, I mean, Sagnik, he's just gonna be a little bit relieved that he managed to find that equalizer, because the last encounter, I remember Sagnik winning against Ashwin. So pretty much it was something about his personal individual stakes also. And this was again his last individual outing as a player. And you could see at this point, we really thought that this game was in the bag. Just until that last moment where he snuck in and found a really good opening, made no mistakes, and there you can see. I mean, that is all that Sagnik needed. Did not quite celebrate, did not really get that win that he had initially wanted, but it's fine. He spoiled the party for Mumbai City FC. I think that is a reason that he can smile with. But pretty interesting stats. Look at the possession percentage, 66-34. Could clearly see how Mumbai City FC were dominating this game, just for all of it to be foiled in that final minute.
Yeah, I was actually looking at the mathematics of the situation. So now, if Mumbai City FC go out and get a pretty big win in this final game, technically they're still in with a shot of passing SC East Bengal on goal difference if SC East Bengal lose their last match. So it's still there in the balance, but also in the balance of the universe right now is Terra Virtua, which of course is a entertainment-based metaverse platform where particularly if you're a fan of the Hero ISL, you can get trading cards, moments, team mascots, all that kind of fun stuff. So check it all out.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, it has all come down to this final game. I mean, yeah, of course, Mumbai City FC would be looking for that win, get that 1 point at the very least, and try to score as many goals as they can. But against a formidable opponent like Bengaluru FC, I mean, it's never going to be easy because, to be honest, I mean, they've been proving to be the better team out here. They're the ones with the maximum probability and the possibility to walk home with 3 points. All they've got to do is either get a win or they can also suffice with a draw. I mean, that would also be enough for them to secure those 3 points. But these 3 points, they would be looking back at it and wondering, had we got it a couple of days ago, had things not been that controversial in our matchups, had things run our way, they could be there in that fourth spot instead of FC Goa. But this is what eISL is all about. Those last minute dramas, those intense actions. So if you're enjoying it all, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button across all the channels that we are broadcasting this stream right on, because now today is the penultimate day of our league stages, right? Tomorrow is the final day, and thereafter we begin with the playoffs, and it's gonna get more exciting than ever. But now our the co-op matchup is right in front of us, ladies and gentlemen. So before we have this started off, so we've got to check and look at the a few glimpses of the last encounter.
Yeah, of course. The last time that these guys met, it was a pretty tight game. Of course, Ashwin had much shorter hair at that time, fresh from a haircut, and was a pretty intense battle between these two teams. It did look like Bengaluru FC had lots of opportunities. We had, of course, these are the good old days when Theo Hernandez was still the first choice left back before Cancelo arrived, and lots of big chances created early on, particularly in that game. And eventually, it was, of course, a 2-0 win for Mumbai City FC, but very, very close, very, very end to end. And of course, Ashwin with those always entertaining expressions of his upon being denied a goal scoring opportunity.
Yeah, and this is something that they would need, to channel the previous former powers, right? Because now the storylines have changed in consideration with the last encounter. There you could see, right? These were those initial, I think, nervy days. I think it was still match number 18 that we had. So pretty early days inside the ISL. Everyone was taking their time to settle in, and I think Mumbai City FC was one of those teams that started pretty late, right? Mumbai City FC and SC East Bengal. We did not see them really early on in the action, along with Odisha FC. So yeah, pretty early days for them, and they had a lot to prove, and they did come out guns blazing. Right, and from here onwards, we've seen how they've looked formidable, especially from the commencement of the second half with the new year beginning, and they were looking so solid, and it really got better up until a few past couple of hiccups that they've been having. And a lot of teams, and in fact every team in the top four is dealing with that little bit of a slumpy phase. But maybe it's a bluff, Azim. Maybe they're just showing that we're vulnerable, but when it all comes down to performing, I think they're gonna pull out a rapid out of the magic hats and impress everybody, take the whole world by storm.
Yeah, of course, the intensity in these matches is not quite what it will be in the semi-finals. Of course, there is plenty of stake right now for Mumbai City FC as well. They still really would want that first place spot, so
Yeah.
that they can, of course, go up against FC Goa, another team who's not in particularly great form. I think Afnan has slightly lost his scoring touch over there. V Sharma also was struggling a little bit, but managed to get his goal scoring boots back on. And yeah, we're just pretty much getting ready to go now. The players selecting their teams for Mumbai City FC. I think they'll know that they need to just go out and try to score as many goals as possible, and then just hope against hope that Northeast United FC can do them a favor tomorrow once they go up against SC's Bengal in that Eastern derby, shall we call it?
Yeah, and with even Northeast United FC, right? These two players have been showing a lot of potential, especially Imad, with how consistent he'd been, how he'd been scoring all those goals. Mufud, he had been having that experimental run. There were days when he was playing absolutely out of his mind, and there were those days when a few wrong mistakes did lead to their downfall. I think again this is one of those learning experiences that these players can take. I mean, they're pretty young, just 18, 19 years of age, and playing at the biggest stage right now that you can find in India. I mean, back when I was 18, 19, I was just fooling around. So yeah, I mean, these players have shown a lot of promises as they eventually age up. I think they're going to be down to being a fine wine.
Yeah, absolutely. All these guys, particularly guys as you mentioned, like Mufu, Tikka, these are their first big sort of LAN events for these guys, and they're really showing what they're made of. Tikka, of course, making it through to that top four. Afnan as well, one of those newcomers to the LAN environment. He's there in the semi-finals as well. So for all these guys to do it in their first big LAN event, of course, huge deal for them, and of course gives them confidence going into to future tournaments that maybe this is something that is viable as a full-time career. Of course, you do have to, as all these players know, keep concentrating on your colleges and your studies and all that. Can't put your all your eggs into one basket, as all parents will say. You just need that degree in your hand, and then you can pretty much do whatever you want with your life after that.
Yeah, I mean that has been the go-to way in India, right? And it's rightfully said, right? Because taking all the risks out here, you're going all in, and suddenly the world just stumbles away, and then you've got nothing left to collect. And yeah, I mean they're taking the chances. I think education, like we've always emphasized, has been one of those most crucial areas. You need to have that degree, and then need to have that little bit of a cushion, right? Even if the whole world comes falling down, you've got something to go back onto. And I think the players pretty much understand that. They've been maintaining that perfect balance between how they focus on their esports professional careers and their studies as well. Pretty young, and they are dreamers. They've been living the life on a fast lane, and now after a few days, I think they're going to be all heading back to their families. So I think they're going to be pretty excited for that as well. But for the viewers out here, a final match remaining, and the last match for Bengaluru FC. So all you Bengaluru FC fans out here, do not forget to cheer for your two stars out there, Varsi and Sagnik, who absolutely fought like warriors out there, but just could not reach to the finishing line. But yeah, I think maybe next time's a charm. And Ashwin at this point is just gonna be hitting himself in the head, not really impressed by just conceding that last goal, and a few chatter here and there, and there you have it. That bubbly little smile just lights up your entire day. Score that persona.
And of course, that's good to see that banter across the tables as well, especially right now. It would be at its peak when there's much less at stake for both teams. I'm sure Bengaluru FC will want to get that result and guarantee themselves fifth position, because then they can have that banter over the remaining teams down to 11th. That listen, we did it better, and clearly some muscles being flexed across the tables. It does look like the players now have their controllers in hand, and we should be ready to kick off anytime soon now.
Oh yeah, in just in a couple of secs, right? Because the way things have been going on, I guess for Bengaluru FC, I think it's pretty obvious. It's pretty straightforward. They're going to be looking for that victory, and they can settle with a draw. But the same cannot be said for Mumbai City FC. But considering the little bit of a time that we do have a few moments to spare. But no, as the production decides to get the action right away, and Jorginho comes in for Mumbai City FC. Pretty interesting. A lot of new cards that have been used over here. So run me down with it, Azim. We're seeing Pulisic
Ooh.
over here. So many new players, and oh, all right.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Let's have a look. We do see Pulisic over there giving the ball, and it's Serginho Dest, who's actually a pretty good card in the game. I happen to have him, I think, in my PC meta. So yeah, good mix of players we're seeing. We're seeing Gerard Piqué in there, Samuel Eto'o, nice. So finally, we've been given exactly what we wanted. This Ronaldinho, Cruyff, Ronaldo, and of course, you can't get away these days without having a Messi in your team. But yeah, you can see that blistering pace of Cruyff over there. Wow, that's mega fast. And I'm sure they'll be looking to use that to get in behind. Samuel Eto'o, of course, former Barcelona and Inter Milan legend. And there we go, Jorginho almost slid in there for that finish. There's Xavi in there as well. So yeah, finally a little bit of variety for us to commentate on. It's PK, and is that Rudiger beside him, or is it Desai? I guess we'll find out in just a second. It does no, it's Umtiti. Does look like, and Jordi Alba. So an entire Barcelona back four. Is that what Bengaluru FC have gone for? An entire Barcelona past and present kind of team going for the rainbow flick with R9. A lovely little turn over there, and now played into Cruyff, going for the
Oh.
turn, can't get the shot away, and now on the counter attack come Mumbai City FC.
This was my Terra Virtua super moment. This could have been one of the most amazing goals had that come really through. The way he went in, we do see Mo Salah also being picked up from Mumbai City FC, and De Bruyne just charging in, and has been the go-to pick of both Ashwin and Tikka, right? Especially Ashwin, the one who's been scoring a lot of goals with KDB. And I think this is just for the fans out there, putting out a show, living it out, the final game. You want to go all in, and Bengaluru FC, they're here for having some fun. And indeed, it's going to be a perfect semblance between the two, completely, bamboozling Mumbai City FC. I'm not really sure if it was, pre-decided, right? Had they, gone and they decided for this particular lineup. So quite understandable why the delay in starting that third final game. They had to completely change their rosters over here, and they've done that. And I am really keen to see as to who's going to break the deadlock over here.
Yeah, I get the feeling that these guys might be using their actual foot teams rather than just the unlocked teams. Although actually, I wouldn't expect them to have the prime Ronaldo and Ronaldinho accounts. So maybe a few indulgences over there. It does look like it's almost like they've gone for a Barcelona past and present versus a Chelsea past and present kind of team. So it does look like that's something they're doing over there. Maybe some Barca and Chelsea fans amongst them, because of course Jorginho, Pullet, Rudiger all playing for Chelsea at one point. Yep, it's Ashley Cole as well. I think that's exactly what they've done. They've gone with entirely Chelsea versus entirely former Barcelona, going for that shot over there. Didn't quite work out, and will be now on the counter attack coming with Mo Salah, of course, Samuel Eto'o also playing for Chelsea, Kevin De Bruyne also a former Chelsea player over there, and of course Reece James, the player who in massive form in the Premier League. Now let's see what they can do. The offside trap being used quite effectively over there. Jorginho slaloming through that midfield over there. Almost surprised at the amount of space that showed up, and yeah, Jorginho's not quite the guy you want for the finish shot, clearly.
Oh yeah, and at this point, I mean, yeah, I think for the fans out there, they're gonna laugh a little bit of some international clubs coming in into plays those players. But with Pulisic making the right moves, passing it on towards Eto, gives it away towards Ashley Cole, but Xavi making that perfect read. Now with Messi, I think Bengaluru FC would want to be pushing
Oh,
in, and this could be dead goal for them as Cruyff just comes in and pushes it through the back of the net as Bengaluru FC have managed to get an early lead.
yeah, Bengaluru FC does look like Team Barcelona is the team that is winning at the moment, if we'd like to call it that. But yeah, it's a very, very well executed goal over there. I think again beating that offside trap absolutely perfectly. And hopefully we'll get to have a chat with these guys and see if this was indeed the theme which I was able to figure out. But yeah, let's see how it goes now with Cruyff over there, and of course R9. Great ball played in behind, but
Oh.
wide. And that, boys and girls, is why you have prime icons and 99 rated team of the year cards in your team, so that they don't miss chances like those.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty understandable, right? Either ways, Bengaluru FC, they're going to be so pleased with how they've been playing, but this could all end. Oh, Jordi Alba making those right moves, but no. PK managing to defend it through with Hullet still retaining possession, passes it on towards Samuel Eto'o. Jorginho giving it away towards Mo Salah at a certain point. Oh,
Oh,
went in for that little bit of a shot, but Ter Stegen making sure that he's there for the rescue. But 42 minutes have gone inside this game over here, and it's Bengaluru FC. They've got that one goal lead, but Mumbai City FC, they would want to equalize that, and this is a really promising position for a free kick. Now, if they can, make it right, I think we're looking at a potential equalizer here.
yeah, it does look like it's going to be Jorginho as the player to take it. I do wonder if he will go for goal directly. Yes, and PK goes to the line to cover, and cover it he does. Heads that off the line beautifully. And as we approach halftime, Bengaluru FC could be getting in to. Oh, yes, and it's a great counter attacking opportunity over here. Messi in there, R9 in there as well, Cruyff in there as well. Will we see the finesse shot? Oh, he's going all the way and hits the
No
post.
way.
So unlucky there for Bengaluru FC. It was absolutely cutting through. That was prime Barcelona Messi right there, just whisking past three or four defenders, getting that shot away, and so unlucky to hit that right side post over there. But very entertaining first half, a bit different to all the meta that we've been seeing in recent weeks. But yeah, it's nice to see slightly more, shall we say, realistic. And there you go, the sorry celebration has been happening. Akash started it, guys. Akash Ash is the guy to blame for all of this.
And Ashwin, he's in no mood for fun and frolics, right? He wants to get the win, and maybe the second half could be his, but he's got to start off with scoring a goal. Him and Tikka, either ways, anyone does not matter. But at least in this game, they could be looking at gaining their lost touch a little bit, right? The last time they went up in a co-op encounter, it was Mumbai City FC that did come out as the victors, and just based on that particular matchup, they ensured that they got those 3 points. But looking at how this game has been going, kind of a close to close game. Mumbai City FC had most of the possession, but Bengaluru FC being the one creating a lot of chances out there, and few of those moments where you would ideally expect, had they got their prime cards out there, they could have scored a couple more. But it's fine. That is something that Bengaluru FC can afford to live with, because I think even with the players, even with the lineup that they've opted for, they're doing pretty good.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And of course, it's not just about the cards. Obviously, it's about the talent of the players themselves. I mean, you can give these guys just basic regular gold cards, and they'll still do just as good a job as we've seen them do for all of this tournament so far. And now with Hullet over there, the ball available to Eto, and he does play it. The turn away from the defender is beautiful and goes near post, but Stegen manages to make that save. So Mumbai City FC threatening, knocking at the door, but it's not quite being broken down just yet. Now we see Hullet over there. Is he going to put the cross in? Usually you want him in the box to attack those balls in. And there we see Pulisic. Probably maybe just a little bit of a weak link in this lineup for Mumbai City FC, considering that they would usually have like an Mbappe or CR7 or Messi in that situation. But it does look like Bengaluru FC are going to make some changes. So I wonder which Barca legends we are missing that we haven't seen. But hang on, it is off the post again.
Oh,
But this time for Mumbai City FC, desperately unlucky. And now going on the counter attack, the ball played by Serginho Dest down that right flank to Messi. Will we see the cut in and the shot? The header was a very strange one. And now it's Ashley Cole bringing that ball forward for Mumbai City FC. The ball through to KDB was on, but well read.
yeah, it was pretty well read, and we do see a pause also being cued by Bengaluru FC. I'm starting to ponder, what are the changes they're going to be making into their lineup around here. But regardless, Mumbai City FC, they have built a couple of chances, but haven't really been on that successful side this time. With Mo Salah pacing in from that right wing, passes it on towards Jorginho, and now he's got to get by himself inside the box. It's done successfully. So with Eto'o has got to take his chances, but De Jong making sure the ball does not go anywhere near the goal post, as Bengaluru FC are now on the counter attack of their own. And all right, this was a little over ambitious.
Yeah, rather over ambitious over there. But I do wonder now which, because that's the theme of the game. I wonder what we're going to see these players bring on. Maybe a Iniesta, maybe up front we could see somebody like I'm not sure if Aubameyang or Aguero would be on their mind, but potentially a Zlatan Ibrahimovic, also a former Barcelona player, so that might be a good option for them.
Maybe. I mean, why not? If you can get him on, I think that is something that the fans would absolutely love. Yeah, so they've made a few changes. They've got in Ziyech, they've got in Neymar Jr.
Ah, yes.
and Fernando Torres. I mean, that is something that we would absolutely love from Bengaluru FC side. Also getting in Dembele instead of Messi. So a couple of changes being made, and that did not pass through. Goes out for a free kick. But let's see if Mumbai City FC can make anything out of this chance.
Does look like it's not Fernando Torres, but actually Ferran Torres, the former Manchester City player who was just transferred to Barcelona, and now KDB trying to squeeze through. You can see just how tight things are on defense, and yeah, I think Neymar was an option we all forgot about, available with that Barcelona alumni, shall we say. Ziyech and Pulisic, I think over there probably the two weak links in the team for Mumbai City FC, who. I mean, arguably, you could say have had to play with the weaker set of cards given the restrictions that these guys have set upon themselves. So it's not quite happened for them, but still plenty of time. There is Ziyech on the ball over here, has a pretty decent shot on him. Do wonder if there is a Didier Drogba available in the game. I've always wondered. Actually, let's have a look and find out if Drogba is available in the game. But in the meanwhile, again getting in behind with consummate ease, and there will we see the chip finish? No, he goes for the regular shot. Keeper gets the job done. It is, of course, Petr Cech in there, the Chelsea legend. And Reece James now bringing it forward. And again, Jorginho looking for Eto'o. Now Mo Salah on the wing. Chops inside, goes for the shot, but too close to the keeper, unfortunately.
Yeah, and the final 10 minutes, right? This is those final 10 minutes that, Bengaluru FC need to really watch out for. This is where we have seen Mumbai City FC getting a little bit deadly. And for now, what we do have, Ronaldo passing it on towards De Jong with Dembele. They've got to find something out, right? If they can get one more goal, that is Bengaluru FC, I think this pretty much seals it. I think even if it ends with a draw, they still have those 3 points secured for them, and that could be a good chance at redemption. Finally beating one of those top fours gives you a good feeling, especially in your in-game moments. With Mo Salah went in for that chop back finesse shot, did not quite work it around, as we do have Ferran Torres passing it on towards Neymar Jr. And now, I mean, is he going to go in for that cross? No, wanted to opt for that little pass, but has been intercepted, right?
Also interesting note, I just happened to check, there is a Didier Drogba icon card available, 91 rated, but I think because of the 4-star skill rating is probably what is deterring these guys from picking. But again, delayed that pass too much over there. The pass was on, and now, that's unnecessary foul over there to stop the momentum. They would have won the ball if not for that foul. And now I think Bengaluru FC can see it through, see out the 3 points that they needed, and of course Mumbai City FC will be consigned to that second place in the table. There is no way that they can catch SC East Bengal now, goal difference or not, unless they get a goal through here, and it doesn't look like that's going to be the case. That is the job done for Bengaluru FC. They end their season on a high over here. It's 3 points for them. It's fifth place in the bag for them as well. And Mumbai City FC, they'll be a bit annoyed. They'll be disappointed about that. But depending on how Chennai FC goes, they will finish second or third. But I don't think their who they face in the semi-finals will change, because it will still be Chennai FC.
Oh yeah, I think right now, like you said, the outcome does not matter now. They know they've got to prepare for Chennai FC, and I think the horrors have been turned true. But I think we've seen Mumbai City FC. They know that they can hold on to their grounds. They can manage to get those wins. They have been performing really, really well. All they need to do is get back to their groove. I think they've got a few days for which they could really work it out, and I'm pretty sure it all comes down to the nerves at a certain point, because let's be honest, skill wise all these players are somewhere around each other, and it all just comes about your temperament, how well you handle the pressure that's building up, and how do you respond even after a setback. How do you get back and fight your ways throughout? And that's not going to be the end of it, right? It's going to be a double elimination format, so they're going to have still those dying chances. I think they've been warriors, but today losing out on those 3 points, it's not gonna. It's somewhere down the line. It's gonna little bit hamper their confidence. But I think knowing a team like Mumbai City FC, I think they can definitely come back.
Yeah, for sure, and it's better to get all these incidents out early on in the. I mean, before the playoffs happen, you would not want the tip of form to come when you reach the semi-finals. So they still have one more game to get it right. They will be up against. They will be up in action again tomorrow, and hoping to practice a little bit tonight to work on a few things. Particularly, I think in co-op, it didn't quite go as they would have liked to. 1v1 again. I think it depends on which player is in the better form on the day, but there you go. It's an expected goals of 2.3 for Mumbai City FC, aka Chelsea FC in this game, and 3 goals for Bengaluru FC, aka Barcelona FC, and it is done. 3 points in the bag for Bengaluru FC, and fifth place guaranteed. So the best of the rest officially is Bengaluru FC.
Yeah, and at this particular moment, they had this little bit of a slump early on initially, where they were looking really shaky. But I think we've got to give props to these guys. They've been there in the community for quite some time. I think they had the experience. All they had to do was just get over with the butterflies in their tummies, and I think they've done a decent job. Really hoping for a really stronger comeback from their side. But for now, let's take a look at who the hero of the match is going to be. I think we do have a slight idea. Yeah, there you go, Varsi. I mean, the man has been playing phenomenal. His individual game, he was out of his mind, and even in the co-op, I think pretty well deserved.
Yeah, definitely got those 4 goals up against Tikka. Very, very pulsating match that was, and very, very fun to watch, I think, for all of us, and then getting that solitary goal in the co-op as well. So a good day at the office for Varsi, a good final day, a good way to bid farewell to the eISL for him, and he'll be very, very pleased with how things went. Having a bit of fun there with the apology celebrations and all that stuff going on. But very, very good quality goals scored by him over there, getting 4 goals against Tikka, and Tikka, who has been generally in very, very good form of late. So definitely a feather in his cap. And then we did see Tikka scoring this absolute screamer over there. I think they just shoved that into the highlights of Varsi as well, saying, you know what, that deserves a second look also. But let's find out about the Terra Virtuos super moment of the match, where this match was potentially won and lost. And you can see over here, I think this was the chance for Ashwin, who was winning this game at this point. Could easily have gone into the co-op game with everything to play for. 1v1, decides to, well, I'm not sure what he tried to do over there, gave that ball up, and then immediately on the counter attack, wasting no time, was Sagnik, who worked it absolutely perfectly, getting R9 in behind over there, and then to Mbappe into the top corner. A clinical, surgical counter attack, and the job well done for Bengaluru FC.
Yeah, and had that not happened, I think we could be looking at a completely different recourse inside the third game over there. But that pretty much broke it all, right? Mumbai City FC, I think they could not recover from that. And long story short, I think they did not have a lot to fight for. So it's all fine. I mean, they can still live with it. They have to prepare for the games coming up ahead.
Yeah, and well, then a final look at the leaderboard. The only thing that can change now at the top is Chennai FC moving up into second place above Mumbai City FC. Of course, that is if Mumbai City FC lose that last game of theirs. So still plenty to play for Chennai for the bragging rights, you can say. Bengaluru FC now guaranteed fifth spot unless there is some kind of miracle in which Northeast United FC scored some 30 goals in their last match, which we don't really see happening. But of course, what we do see happening right now is the NFT ecosystem, the multiverse, and of course we have Terra Virtua, which is an entertainment-based multiverse platform. And if you're a fan of the hero eISL, you can get all your match moments, your mascots, your trading cards, all that kind of fun stuff right here on Terra Virtua.
Pretty interesting. I think a lot of people would want to get their hands on it, and all you've got to do is head on to www.terravirtua.io/ISL. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, finally we did see Bengaluru FC playing their final game in the ISL and have ended it with a victory against one of those big fours, right? Defeating Mumbai City FC in a really, really good encounter. And likewise, I think we are heading into our playoffs pretty soon. We just have one more day of those league stages, and it's going to be all fireworks in display. But that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we are finally done with this particular fixture. Before we head out, a huge shout out to our sponsors, as the eISL is powered by Coca-Cola. Our associate platform. Ladies and gentlemen, not done this particular.
Well, this particular day. Catch you soon.